Not a simple yes or no. Test Flight 10 sits in a gray zone where progress and risk coexist. But here's where it gets controversial. A single flight can look like a breakthrough on paper while masking ongoing reliability questions. The BBC described the 10th flight as a much-needed comeback, and many online observers echoed that sentiment about Musk's giant rocket. Yet, the verdict isn't purely celebratory, and a bit of critical thinking helps separate hype from reality. I was genuinely impressed by Test Flight 10. It surpassed my expectations in several ways. For the first time, Starship carried a dummy payload to orbital speeds. The Super Heavy booster tested a new shallow angle of attack landing, which relies more on thrust to slow down than on atmospheric drag. And this part went surprisingly well. These are small but meaningful steps forward. Starship met every mission objective on this flight, a notable contrast to its recent attempts that ended in spectacular failure. So is that it? Has Starship finally turned a corner? Should we drop the concern that it's a colossal, risky venture and start planning Mars missions? Not at all. This is where critical thinking matters. The flight was far from flawless. And given the mission context, the overall takeaway feels more mixed than celebratory. The biggest issues remain with the rocket engines and the fuel system. They continue to fail and shut down, undermining reliability and raising questions about what it will take to operate at scale. In sum, the flight shows progress in certain areas, but does not erase the fundamental engineering hurdles. It isn't a neat turnaround, and the path to reliable Mars ambitions remains long and uncertain. What do you think? Is this a turning point worth betting on, or a mirage that will fade with the next test? Which problems should engineers prioritize first, and why? Share your views in the comments.